Good morning. So, happy Sunday. And this is me looking to do a live. I've been told to do a live. Time to pick up the tarot cards for something more than just fucking talking about bullshit and Barbie and Ken puppy love. Time to use tarot cards. And really, this is my message to many of you tarot readers. Many of you tarot readers and many of you psychics. And to remind you, because maybe you forgot, and to remind you that we always used tarot and runes. Did you know that? We would use runes and bones and coffee grounds and tea leaves. We would use various means of dipping deep within ourselves as high priestesses, as druids and druidesses, to counsel leaders, warriors, on battles, on timing, as astrologers. We weren't doing readings for women who wanted, or men who wanted to know the trite things. We were advising kings and queens. Did you know that? Have you forgotten that this is our lineage as psychic readers? We were advisors to kings and queens and warriors. We would tell them when the moon was full and why that day was a good day to launch into battle. We would tell them when to get crowned so that they would live in safety and reign over their kingdom for decades. It's even in the movie The Game of Thrones, the show. That king has an oracle. We were called oracles. And now you cater to the Barbie and Ken stories, which is fine because, so do I. I cater to actually something more. And people like us, we're a little different. Because we don't separate us talking about twin rays and twin flames and the dark night of the soul and not surviving or surviving the howling tsunamis that go through the dark night of the soul. I'll be reading today about that. But today, later on today, after my book club meeting, which we need, I'll be doing a reading for an hour on the state of the collective consciousness. Because you need to understand that your beloved is running from the infrastructure that was created to create these mini jails in our heads. We have been in jail for centuries, you and I. Centuries. And we are wandering, some of us, many of us, alone like lone wolves. I've been alone. I was in separation from my twin, alone. And only obsessed with his return. I've been there. I know how that feels. But now the world is imploding. And people, hundreds of thousands, probably millions actually, millions, let's throw in 1 billion. Are suffering. They're suffering in man-made situations. They're not suffering. There was a tsunami or a hurricane, okay? In the middle of nowhere. They're suffering because it was man-made. And we have to be those brave oracles that now speak. Stop fucking throwing cards for stupid fucking answers. Will Bill call me back today? Don't do that. I'm not kidding. Pull your energy back, man. Okay, you're supposed to fucking start reading for the collective and start telling people the reason why this is happening in the dynamics of the sacred masculine and feminine is because of X, Y, and Z infrastructure. Get fucking real. Stop your fucking bullshit. That's right. You don't think I was reading basic reads before 2020? Of course I was. Because the suffering of the individual was important. And then the lockdown came. Was I still reading? Yes. But then I started shifting and asking the right questions within myself, and then telling people, why do you think I teach meditation? Because that creates transformation. And when you're transformed, you can't be owned by an egregore, an infrastructure that's created the egregore to enslave you, unbeknownst to you, unbeknownst to me, even though I thought I was pretty awake. Raised by conspiracy theorists, proud, by the way, to say so, who taught me how to fucking theorize. Bullshit. And so my appeal to you is remember who you are. Remember where you came from, where your lineage of the psychic powers in the ancient world and what their duty was. No one would have dared throw coins at an oracle for a fucking pedestrian reading. Oracles were revered because of their wisdom in guiding leaders, in guiding individuals in their spiritual quest, in their quest for love, in their quest for finding peace within themselves. We weren't fucking Pez candy dispensers or bubblegum machine you put 5 cents into, And so you have to now come out as leaders. You have to start coming out as leaders and start talking things that make you shake. Because you're not fucking walking in your light. You're not. Your job is to make sure that people do not harm themselves. Do not commit suicide. That's your job. That means you need to get fucking heavy about what you're talking about. Because I'm seeing too many of you playing the Ken and Barbie story. It's fucking ridiculous. And I mean, not even twin, not even divine, sacred, masculine, feminine, that was fractured by the Catholic Church. And you fucking know it. And then you still stay silent playing Ken and Barbie stories. You're not talking about Gaza. You're not talking about Sudan. You're not talking about the homeless. You're not talking about the icebergs grabbing people off the fucking street. I just saw a woman who was actually here legally on vacation, Hispanic, somewhere. Honestly, I don't know where. How would I know, right? But somewhere, screaming her pain while her 12-year-old daughter was crying. And an African-American man was saying to the icebergs, she's here legally. This is her daughter. This is her, what is the kid supposed to do? On vacation. And you oracles are just sitting there just playing it like every other day, like it's 1972, like it's 1999. Are you fucking kidding me? Because it's not safe. Protections for refugees revoked here. Black men snatch off DC streets. There you go. There you go. That's the world we live in. We're having a book club meeting, and it's a book club meeting, but at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time. You're welcome to join it. I have a Telegram link tree, Telegram on my link tree. Starseeds Awakening. Let me know who you are, and I'll add you to the Esoteric Book Club. But it's going to be more of a meeting because people are hurting. You can't be a psychic and not feel the shit fucking flying throughout the planet. You can't. You're not a psychic. You're full of shit. You're a liar. I'm gonna call you. I am so done with being, tiptoeing around the tulips to make you feel good about yourself. You're full of shit. There are things you need to do. If you're really for real, a real psychic, and you're using tarot, I can guarantee if you actually ask questions about the collective, about what's going on in the consciousness, about the fear people want to swallow and choke on, you'd be absolutely still would get smart clients. viable clients. Do you know why I do pre-calls? To make sure that whoever wants to work with me is for real and is ready to do the twin flame journey work. Because if they want the Ken and Barbie twin flames, I'm not their huckleberry. They can move on. Find yourself a bubblegum dispensary machine. She will make you very happy. And you will be in Delulu land until the shit hits the fan and you wonder what the fuck just happened when the carpet is pulled from under your feet. We are so fucking powerful. It's insane. Each and every one of us hold the power of 1,000,000 stars. We are that powerful. And we're not tapping into even 1% of it, really. Because we have not excavated what has created our self-loathing, our self-doubt, our self-sabotaging, our inability to actually accept ourselves. To believe that we're worthy, to believe we're powerful. Trust me, I've walked it myself, and I saw the father of my son who remembered a very, very, you see, remembering a past life is not going to make you powerful. Sometimes it can actually destroy you, and I saw it destroy him. That's right. That's right. You know how women cry? Because they're so fucking angry, they fucking cry. Because they're afraid that because it's funny, it's almost like a safety mechanism for the person opposing them. I swear to God. Because when women cry, it means you've made them so fucking angry that they're afraid to fucking rip you apart. Afraid of throwing you against the wall. That kind of power. You need to learn how to harness that power with a savagery that's contained. And we oracles are supposed to teach these people how to do it. That's what we were born to do. Not play with cotton candy fucking stories. We're actually doing The Little Prince, by the way, on the side note. Not because it isn't relevant, but because it's about the magic of a child. One of the great stories of The Little Prince, and just close your eyes and lean in. Antoine Saint-Exupéry has crashed his plane. It's World War II in the middle of the desert somewhere in the Sahara. He meets a little blonde boy, little prince, who wants him to draw a picture of a goat. And so he tries, and the little prince says, that doesn't look like a goat. And he tries again. He rejects, I'm going to make it up, 10 drawings. And finally, Antoine, the grown man, draws a box with air holes and hands it to the little prince and says, I drew you a goat. And the little prince smiles broadly and says, ah, yes, I see it. Yes. A child's mind. The child wanted to create the goat in its mind. And as long as he kept drawing goats that he saw rather than what the internal mind's eye could see, the little prince would reject the drawings. And then the adult mind realized what its inner child wanted. It wanted to imagine the goat. We need to imagine new earth. That means you don't see what's around you with 3D lens. It means you don't see what other people tell you the new earth is. You close your eyes and you let your soul rip you through the journeys. It's like riding a dragon through the canopy of trees and literally circling the planet and seeing what new earth looks like, what it smells like, what it feels like, what people are doing. You see, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what we oracles are supposed to tell you to do. We're supposed to guide you. We're supposed to give you your power. Not give it to you, but remind you, unzip yourself out of the 3D matrix. Unzip. Step out. Learn how to travel. Learn how to be a child. Learn how to see what no one else can see. Didn't you get it? A box with air holes. Ah, yes. There's the goat. And that's why you're having a trouble. You see, because if I drew you all kinds of drawings of 5D New Earth, it might not resonate with you. Do you understand? And that's fine. I totally understand that. Because you understand that we're all the architects of 5D? We're all doing our thing. Hey, I want a temple over here. Great. I'm going to do a cob house. I love that idea. Do it. Do you understand? We're building a frequency. Or rather, we're building ourselves to be a frequency match to that frequency that already exists. And it's fucking beautiful. It's absolutely fucking beautiful. And the air smells sweet. What do you smell? Jasmine? Orange blossoms? Lilac? Roses? What do you smell? Lavender? Do you understand? You're not wrong in how you become one of the architects of New Earth. And so, yeah, I'm calling you out, my little psychic buddies with your little oracle cards and your little decks and your little tarot, and you're playing the same fucking game you played in 1999, 2010, 2018, 2020, 2025. What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. I have to. underscore in on Instagram, Sacred Divine Masculine, of Massive Power, did a video. I'm just going to call it out. Did a video. I'm going to tell you what's going on in the spiritual community. Did a video on how the spiritual community, the New Age, because a lot of us are like, fuck you, New Age people. The Aubrey Marcuses of the world. Anyway, so he did a video where he's talking about how the New Age system, by the way, it's still happening in Israel. In Israel, they have a New Age, did you know that? A New Age thing where, they're doing singing bowls. And he said, as they're, working on their singing bowls, do they hear the bombing? I'm not kidding. He fucking ripped into them in the New Age community worldwide. Because they haven't said jack shit about the 140 women that committed harikari, suicide, so they would not be raped by a mercenary team from the UAE. All of them did it like Japanese fucking samurais. They fucking said, oh yeah, today we're not going to live. In other words, you understand what it takes? Because I have to be careful with TikTok because, they're so sensitive. Can you imagine 140 women saying, yeah, today's the day? I'm not going to be a victim. Fuck this. We're out. I've talked about these women. I have. You follow me. I have. Not more than once. Many times. So IN talks about what's going on in the New Age community. And funny fucking expressions as he shows videos of these New Age influencers. Not one fucking word about the ascension in the level that needs to be spoken about amidst the fucking chaos going on this planet. Do you know what some little bimbo walked up? Oh, I'm Natalie I'm a tantric queen. Swear to God. Said, I had an amazing conversation with 1,000 women. Have you ever tried to have a conversation with 1,000 people, much less 10 in a row? And then proceeded to say, how dare you shame us? How dare, instead of posting all this shit, why don't you do something? IN has probably done a lot more than he'll ever fucking advertise, because people who do shit, they don't talk about it. They do it. They're not there to get accolades. But since day one, he's been talking about, for example, Gaza. And he took the gloves off and she got offended. Offended. I actually did screenshots of her little comment because I was like, are you for... And I looked at her, of course, profile page. Was there one repost of Gaza, Sudan, Congo? Nothing. Was there one content that she had created or spliced or reposted under her banner? Nothing. I was watching her twerking as a high tantric coach. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Is there hate here? No. Is there massive disrespect? I have massive disrespect for these people. They're fucking cowards. They have harnessed people in the twin flame community, their pain, their dark night of the soul, and made a shitload of money. They have not taught these people what to do. They have not given them homework and directions. After the session, I'll talk to you. When would you like to reschedule? Not, here's your homework. Should keep you busy for a few months. Let me know how you're doing with that. In fact, on the videos, I want feedback. On the books, I want feedback. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what triggers you and why. I know this. You know why I know this? Because when I first started my journey, I went and hired some of these people. And that's when I decided to formulate my methods. So it doesn't matter if it's for twin, for money, for this, for that, when you do a reading. You're supposed to give them tools, not keep them hurting so badly that you have not given them the proper pathway to their own continuous healing. You're not supposed to keep them weak. You're supposed to make them stronger with every session until one day they don't need you anymore, and that's a success. When you do public readings and you have never stepped into the world of doing the collective on the ascension, on what's going on in our infrastructure, if you're not talking like a fucking human being that has some levels of leadership qualities, right? Like we're all somewhat on a leadership level because, well, here we are publicly talking, but mostly we are seeing the same things, aren't we? Aren't we? And when you stay quiet, you are, in a way, consenting to these genos, to these engineered famines. You're saying it's okay for these kids to die. You are saying it. Your silence is saying it. You're saying I consent because apathy is consent. And that's the truth. So as oracles, let me repeat, in the ancient world, because some of you just stepped in, thousands of years ago, we were counselors to the great kings and queens and warriors. They would come to us for direction, for sacred timing, for moon cycle timing. We were those people. And you have forgotten yourself. And it's sad. It's sad. It's actually sad. Silence is consent. Authoritarian love a silent citizen. Yeah, authoritarians love a silent citizen. I understand, but not say. I understand, but not stay. Stay the words has given them too much power as we all try and get out. As we all try and get out. Get our nuts. You will always, let me put it that way. Yes, anchor in the new earth. Don't be tossed about. It's been difficult to harness the rage. I wouldn't be able to without Tony. Or you're very sweet. That resonates deeply. Walk away from posts. Some of the homeless are also veterans, and there are also veterans who are wondering why activists don't. Well, there's no activity, right? You know, I know there's tons of homeless vets. Tons of homeless vets. Tons. So, but see, I'm really asking the spiritual community who actually does this to say something. But anyway, going back to the 1,000 women she was on a call to, and they were so excited. I'm sorry, hang on. Excited? You're excited? You should be somber. You should be powerful. You should be fucking gathering all of that rage, indignant rage, to fire something, to spread a fire of transformation. They're acting like it's a PTA meeting and they're going to do a bake sale. That was the tone of I'm not joking. This self-important, self-deluded, arrogant, we are the chosen ones type of energy. Where the fuck were you 2 years ago when it was dangerous to speak out? About anything, by the way. Anything. I remember Rachel and I, speaking of Rachel, we did a live together on Hurricane Helene. And how there were helicopter pilots who were donating their time to go try to find people who had survived, because they did. I'll never forget. They found 11 members of a family who had all died because no one came. People had drones. They were shut down. People had. Do you see what I'm saying? And there was a helicopter pilot, or two, if I remember, who was giving their phone number out so people could call to say, "I'm on the ridge, la la la." So your job when the shit hits the fan as an oracle, just so, yeah, I'm going to tell you what your job is. You can sit down if you don't like it. Sit the fuck down and keep playing tiddlywinks with, candy cane games. When the shit hits the fan, we oracles stand up and say, this is the way. This is who to contact. This is what to do. Inviting us all for a guided meditation, to visualize the new earth, to visualize healing, to visualize people who have passed so they can actually have a good journey back home. Because people who pass away in these very traumatic ways get confused. The Tibetans, what they would do when somebody was dying, just normal death, okay, would sit next to the person, taking their last breath, and they would move out of their bodies. They would literally, their soul would just step out of their body so they could actually guide the soul to the right portals. That was one of the protocols in Tibet. Tibet, on a side note, was a warring tribe, okay, until Buddha came, and then for 1,000 years they were a peaceful tribe, a peaceful people, when they found Buddhism. So look at the Tibetans. They're a great example, actually, come to think of it. They are politically involved. Have you noticed? And some of the Tibetans who are spiritual leaders are politically involved. Are there corruption in that? Well, when you fucking traumatize people, people are not healed. So hurt people hurt people, and healed people heal people. That's my answer to anyone saying, well, the Tibetans now. Okay, well, I just answered it. By the way, did you know that Laura Loomer, I think her name is Laura Loomer, she's a Trump advisor, has stopped all kids from Gaza who have lost their limbs due to us, us giving these fucking psychopaths money. We had seen a crowd of kids coming out of the airport being greeted by these people, okay, to bring them in so that they could actually get prosthetics and things like that and healing for their wounds. And this little fucking animal basically told, our leader, okay, that now don't do it to security, what is it? She put it's a security danger, whatever. I didn't say it correctly, but whatever. And so they're not going to let kids from Gaza come here for medical care. So France, my countrymen in France, do your fucking job. France was the first country to actually flag the Serbian-Bosnian conflict and the ethnic, I hate to call it ethnic cleansing, the geno that was going on. Okay? First ones. They were the first ones. I don't know what it is about the French. I know they were colonialists. I know that. And they have tried to make, to repair the damage. When you as an oracle don't realize that Doctors Without Borders are crossing borders to Gaza, I'm going to repeat myself, I don't give a shit, and bringing baby formula, and the baby formulas are being confiscated by the IOF. The fact that you haven't done your research as to what's going on with God, why they're calling it an apartheid, why President Jimmy Carter said it was the worst apartheid he'd ever seen, worse than South Africa, worse. South Africans have said it's worse than our apartheid. I lived apartheid. Some of these South Africans are saying, I lived apartheid. I've compared myself to the Palestinian plight in Gaza, and it's fucking worse than what we went through. They're not trying, oh my, I suffer too. I suffer too. We cannot be hijacked by guilt. We repair the damage and we move on. And we do our very best to maintain the human rights of every citizen on this planet. And as an oracle, it's your fucking job to get off your ass and stop catering to fucking people buying squishies and all kinds of weird ass fucking little dolls because they don't want to think about a fucking thing. To give you an example, to my 7 on this, or 5 or whatever the hell's here, to my 5 people here that's listening to me, okay? If I was selling you like marshmallow mushroom little face squishies, I'd have about 300 people listening to me. Realize what we're dealing with. And you as an oracle need to fucking change that fucking mentality that's actually, it's infantile. We have people, grown fucking adults in their 40s, 50s, 60s, right? Who are like infants in the head. Do you understand? And this is not a put down, this is a reality. Because women my age are buying little dolls and squishies. Now, if I buy a doll I like, it's usually for my grandchild, my future grandchild, like puppets, because I thought, oh, well, I might not be here, right? When his kids come through. So at least they'll know grandma loved them from far away. Do you understand? But aside, I'm not putting a little shit on my little fucking window. Like lining up my fucking window with little dolls at the age of, 63 or 45. Yeah, I'm putting you fucking down. Fuck it. Because there are a lot of, fuck dolls, save babies. Real fucking flesh and blood babies. Go to your church congregation, stand up. And ask your priest, minister, whoever, whatever they call these people in these little, standing there, preaching. Can you imagine preaching? But you're not going to preach about human rights? You're not going to preach about human rights. About women screaming while icebergs are grabbing them. Screaming, please don't take me away, in Spanish. Because my kids are still in school. Who will pick them up? She's not screaming for herself. She's screaming because her kids won't know when she never comes up. And guess who comes in to get them? Unless there's a relative. I hope to God she had relatives here. Child Protective Services. Isn't that funny? Protective. Really? Are you protecting? What are you protecting? Meanwhile, on another note, Israeli defense special op type of software engineer was here in Las Vegas, got caught on a sting for for child, to do God knows with a child, was part of 9 people stung and was put on a plane back to his country. What do you think are happening to those 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 9-year-old children in jail in that part of the world? Why are they there? You don't think we're responsible as oracles to fucking let people know? You don't think as oracles we're supposed to do a little more than just your basic fucking reading? You will lose people, but you will gain smart, powerful starseeds who will hire you. You'll still make money. You will. And they will change you, because they will come at you and they will sit with you and say, yeah, I have these questions. I feel kind of stupid at. No, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. But they will want to ascend. They will want to learn. They will want to grow. They'll know they need to flip this fucking table into 5D New Earth. Yeshua did it. He flipped that fucking table. And I said something very unpopular. I said he didn't flip the table for fucking money and goats. He flipped the table because they were selling children as well. Let's fucking wake up, okay? Let's stop the bullshit. Let's wake up. Now, why would Constantine not allow the whole story? Oh, well, you have no proof. The whole fucking book, you have no proof. But let's move on. Why would Constantine, who was not a Christian, who was baptized after his death, make sure that reincarnation was out of the book? Well, you know why? I'm actually going to tell you why. Because people were taking their lives going, I don't want to fucking be a slave. I don't want to be a pauper. I don't want to fucking work for these fucking crazy fucks. I don't want to have children in this planet. I'm out. And they never were allowed to have oracles. Us. Because we're dangerous. Because we would tell them, listen, no, live. You know why you have to live? Because we got to flip over the tables and turn it into 5D New Earth. So now here we are, back again. But this time we know what to do. And you guys are still silent. Same old day. I've literally stopped watching any spiritual new age. I'm not kidding. If they're not talking about, if they're not reposting, if they're not at least reposting, I'm not watching. I have blocked, removed so many people that I first brought into my life back in 2022 in this app on YouTube, blocking, removing, blocking, because I don't want to fucking see them on my FYP. They're full of shit. They're wasting my time. I don't need to see what they have to say. There's no wisdom, there's no power, and there's no transformation they're offering me. I'm watching guys like Darius Wright. I'm watching, some Gaia shit. Gaia, Matthias Di Stefano, stopped watching him. How much money do you need, Matthias Di Stefano, with all that you know? You're going to just say, well, that's just, the polarity. That's just how it goes. It's always been like that. Then you're not part of the change. So you've remembered everything for nothing. I'm not kidding. Like, there's certain people that I need leadership. I need high level, spiritually powerful leaders like in. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for Aubrey Marcus is telling me how fucking 3 bitches having babies because ISIS told them, and that polyamory is the new fucking, radical, new, high level ascending love. Constellation. I need fucking real leaders that have one foot in 3D and fucking 5D. And they're leading people into the light with information, with celebration, with don't worry, man, get off your knees, baby. We got you here. I'll hold you up. We're gonna make it. And they're holding the door, or rather, they're holding the portal open into 5D as we go walking in pairs, in families, into this new arc of liberation. That's what we're fucking doing. That's what I'm looking to. This is why I love this man. I love this man. He's talked about female empowerment. And then, of course, males that are so triggered will go after him saying, you're just catering to, women, weak women, feminist women. Just trying to put him down. Go check him out. Or go on my video. I'm trying to remember which video. And go on Instagram. It's EYE_in, inward, right? And if you honestly want it and you can't find it, I will DM you his link. I kid you, on the video I'm talking about, as a matter of fact. So DM me if you're interested. So, yeah. So there are oracles, and then there's just peddlers. There's pedestrian tarot readers and psychics. Psychics that will sell you $100 candles to get rid of the curse between you and your twin, or your family curse. It's not curses. It's called repetition. It's just like sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, addiction of parents that go from one lineage to another. That's not a curse. That's a fucking pattern based on infrastructure. There's no curse. Stop fucking buying into you being cursed. There's no curse. The minute you let a psychic, suppose it's laughably a charlatan, calling them a psychic, telling you you're cursed, fucking run. Fucking run. I remember the first time that happened to me, I was 25 years. I actually never went back to people like that, ever. But I had a bitch try that shit on me. I was 25 years old. Just wanted to I was about to turn 25. And so I decided, and boom, there I came. And again, I'm streetwise. I've been streetwise since I was 3. And because I had very wild, unhinged, outside of the lines, pushing society's edict of normal type of parents. So that's what I mean by that. And she rolls it out. Oh, you've got a family lineage, you've got a curse. Of course, she had black candles, black fucking candles, please. But anyway, and it was going to cost me, note, it was 1980, whatever, I forgot, 1980 something. $150. Today, that would probably be about, I'm going to say $650 today, today's market. $150, and she would remove my, my curse. Yeah. I paid my fee for the reading and left. Never to contact her ever again. We speak and they attack. Don't worry about it. In fact, if they're attacking you, it means that you are actually saying the right things. The attacks are perfect. I'm sick of the shit screaming on deaf ears. You're not supposed to change the idiots. You're supposed to let the ones that are looking for you know that they're fine. And here you are as a torch in the dark. You're not supposed to convert idiots. You are supposed to throw the gauntlet in the dark. You're not supposed to convert idiots. You are supposed to throw the gauntlet. What's this about? And then go on. You know what I mean? But what's this about? And then go on. You know what I mean? But anyway, much love to you all, okay? Love. Okay, but Aishan, eyes in. Right, gotcha. Okay, good. Thank you, Jillian. Yeah, much love to you. I'll see you on the flip side of the moon. We'll talk again. If you want to join the Esoteric Book Club, you're welcome. Starseeds Awakening. Just go through that portal because I didn't open, because I need to know you first before you join the book club. But if you want to join, anyway, so sorry, I'm getting an email from someone right now. It's just weird. But listen, I'm going to upload this on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube, Sacred Intimacy Tarot. I'll do a reading today. I will do, if you want to join, I think it'll be at around, I might do it at around 4 o'clock. I'll be 1 hour. I'll be strict on that. But I'm going to do 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, let me just make sure. And I'll do a reading for the collective on our ascension, what we're doing, how we're doing. So if you want to join, it's going to be absolutely free, of course. And you're welcome. I might do some numerology so that we can kind of learn what's going on with certain of these fucked up people that are leading this place into the fucking toilet. And then we'll figure it out. How's that sound? So if you want to join me then, join me. Much love. Talk to you soon.